YouTube, my name is Pixar Prime10 and welcome back to another episode of Mega May 4. In this episode we're going to be continuing with a tradition that we have had in every year of Mega May since the very first one in 2015. And that is me showing you guys my Mega Man collection. If you've seen previous years of Mega May, you know that I'm not going to show you my entire collection because I've done that in previous years, and each year we just do a little bit of an update on what I've acquired since the last video. I actually have not acquired a huge amount of things since Mega May 3, which is kind of why there wasn't a Mega May 4 last year, but I have acquired a small number of things that I would like to show you guys. The point of this video is to show you the items that I don't deem worthy enough for a review, so you don't actually see in solo videos, but I would still like you to see them as part of my Mega Man collection. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show them to you now. We're basically going to start off with the more toy-like items that I have acquired for my Mega Man collection. And the first one is something that you saw at the very beginning of Mega May 4. And that is the Mega Man 11 Mega Man vs. Blockman set. There's not too much to say about these. They're very small and very simple figures, and I gave my full opinions on them in the review. So if you're curious as to what I think about these, you can go ahead and watch the first episode of Mega May 4. But I've been saying throughout the entirety of Mega May 4 that Mega Man 11 coming out this past fall could not have been better for the Mega Man franchise. We've gotten a whole new resurgence of Mega Man merchandise, and these figures are included in that. Moving on to some more items that you have also seen in previous episodes of Mega May 4, and that is the Funko Pops that I reviewed. I've mentioned it before, and I'll mention it again. I don't buy Funko Pops for myself. I'm not the biggest fan of them. I say in the reviews that I think the style lends themselves well to the Mega Man characters. So when I receive these as gifts, I'm more than happy to have them and more than happy to add them to my Mega Man collection. Here we have a jumping version of Mega Man and an 8-bit version of Mega Man. And we also have the green version of 8-bit Mega Man, and we also have the very cool Rocket vs. Mega Man X Marvel vs. Capcom 2-pack. Like I said, I don't really seek out Funko Pops, but if they're added to my collection, I think they're going to look great on a shelf. Up next is something very, very small and, well, I wouldn't say insignificant. That's actually pretty cool. It's this little Mega Man figure that I got in a blind bag. Well, shouldn't say blind bag, I got it in a blind box. And it's funny because if you watch the review of the Mega Man 11 figures, I said that this blind bag toy was actually a lot better than this official Mega Man 11 toy. It showcases the cartoon style of Mega Man really well, especially from his, like, original Mega Man 2 or 3 artwork. And the articulation on him is absolutely fantastic, and he looks great sitting next to even my D-Arts figures on my shelf. Little blind bag Mega Man figure. Not much to talk about there. Going back to Funko Pops, this season we also had the Mega Man Funko cereal. If you watched the review of this, well, I'm not going to spoil it. If you want to know what I think of the cereal, you're going to have to go watch the review. But this is a really, really cool item. This is one of my favorite things in my collection because it's so incredibly unique and I think it looks really great on my shelf. But this cereal also came with this little Mega Man Funko Pop. And there's really nothing special going on there, but it's just another version of Mega Man to have on my shelf. The way in which I actually acquired this 8-bit Mega Man Pop was a friend of mine got me a value box from GameStop. So it came with this, it came with some socks that weren't Mega Man themed, but it also came with this really cool Mega Man Pop lanyard. So it has a little sleeve here, you can put a convention badge or something inside of it. Got a little cool picture of Mega Man, but even cooler is that it comes with a rubber keychain of the 8-bit version of Mega Man, and comes with a really awesome lanyard that says Mega Man on one side with the 8-bit version of him, and has the actual Mega Man logo on the other side with the Funko Pop logo. And this thing is absolutely awesome, and I can't wait to use it at a future convention. Continuing on with some of the stuff that you've already seen in Mega Man 4, we have the Mega Man 8-bit figure sets. This is one of my favorite items that's been featured in Mega Man 4. I talked about it in the review, but I'll talk about it again. These things are absolutely awesome. They serve as really cool dioramas from the first Mega Man game, and obviously we have the 4 sets. We got Mega Man vs. Cutman, Mega Man vs. Electman, Mega Man vs. Fireman, and Mega Man vs. Gutsman. What's cool about these is they're not simple, you know, flat 8-bit versions of the characters. They have depth to them, they have a little bit of articulation, and each one of them comes with an accessory which really just brings the scene of the video game to life. I said it in the review, but these things are so absolutely cool, and I really want to see more of these sets, but not just for Mega Man 1. Well, I want to see them finish Mega Man 1, I want to see them make sets from all the other 8-bit Mega Man games, because these things are just so absolutely cool, and any fan of classic Mega Man would be really happy to have these in their collection. Continuing on with, I guess, a theme of the collection videos that I've done in Mega Man. Every year it seems that I have some sort of Mega Man apparatus for drinking. In Mega Man 2 it was a Mega Man mug. In Mega Man 3 it was the Kegaman Mega Buster pint glass. And this year we have a Mega Man water bottle. I got this at GameStop mainly because, well, I don't have a water bottle. I don't really need one. But this thing is absolutely cool, and it's nothing more than a blue water bottle with Mega Man on it. But I'm a type of person who doesn't just like having toys from a franchise. I like having any type of merchandise, and you know, this or the cereal is exactly what I'm talking about. I don't actually use this anymore. I used it for a while, so now it just sits on my shelf as part of my Mega Man collection, which I'm okay with because it actually looks pretty cool. Also, in previous years, you saw that I do own some Mega Man keychains. On top of the ones that I already have, I have since acquired 2 more, one of a running version of 8-bit Mega Man and one of an E-Tank from Mega Man. Obviously, 2 very iconic things from the Mega Man franchise. Continuing on with one of my first or second favorite items that we've had featured in Mega Man 4 is the Mega Man 11 Mega Man vs. Dr. Wily's statue / diorama thing. This thing is absolutely awesome. I'm usually not a fan of statues, but this one is just really cool looking. You can get my full opinions on it in the review that I posted for Mega Man 4. But for every Mega Man, we've kind of have like a centerpiece type thing. Mega Man 2, it was the Mega Buster, and in Mega Man 3, it was the Proto Buster. And coincidentally, those were both made by ThinkGeek, as was this item. So I kind of like to think of this as one of the coolest things that I reviewed for Mega Man 4. It's absolutely awesome looking and is absolutely one of the coolest pieces I own in my Mega Man collection. And I really hope we continue to get more Mega Man merchandise like this now that new games are coming out in the series like Mega Man 11. So like I was saying, I really enjoy merchandise that's not just toys or toys. I really enjoy things that are different. One of my other favorite things that I've acquired for my Mega Man collection is this Game Informer magazine. This is so incredibly cool. It was released around the time that Mega Man 11 was announced during the huge resurgence and just hype for Mega Man in general. This was released around the time that Mega Man 11 was announced, so it really came in the time of this huge resurgence of hype for Mega Man in general. On the front here, you have a very beautiful illustration of classic Mega Man, which is something that's really cool. One of the best things that Mega Man 11 brought was a bunch of new artwork for Mega Man himself. But you can see really beautiful picture of Mega Man. It says Mega Man 11 down here in the bottom right corner, and it says the return of the Blue Bomber. And the cover itself is awesome, but the back cover is even cooler. On the back, you have Mega Man in nearly every single art style in which he's appeared in. Off the top of my head, I don't know every single one of them, but I can tell you that this guy right here is from the Mega Man 7 box art. This guy down here is when the artwork started getting a little more modern. And then if you look kind of like around here, this kind of looks like the Mega Man 3 character art of Mega Man. Down here we have closer to what was Mega Man 2. And of course you have the classic blue and yellow Mega Man from the Mega Man 1 box art. And of course you have the really weird, realistic version of Mega Man that appeared on the Mega Man 2 box art in the silver suit. And Mega Man 11 really did feel like a way of celebrating Mega Man's history, and this is something that I would really love to get in poster form because this artwork on the front and the back is really just incredibly cool. So while the magazine isn't entirely focused on Mega Man, there are a few pages that are dedicated to the history of the classic Mega Man games. And as you go through, it just gives very specific information about all of the 8-bit games. Has different types of artwork from all of the games and even gives you some specific information about Mega Man 11. As a Mega Man fan, this is definitely one of my favorite things that I own in my collection. Moving on, this is rather small, but it's still really cool, is a little Mega Man helmet. I actually would really love to get the big helmet that they sell at ThinkGeek that is kind of meant to go with the Mega Buster, but it's kind of expensive, so at the current moment, I can't afford it. But I did find this little helmet online. I believe it came in a blind box, like a loot crate type deal, and it doesn't really do much. It has a little black base here with a cool kind of circle that says Mega Man on it, and well, it's Mega Man's helmet. It's a little bit articulated. You can kind of turn it a little bit and have it look up and down, but it's really just meant to be a statue. It seems every year for the collection video, I always have a new t-shirt to show you guys, and the one that I'm currently wearing is one of my absolute favorites. The one that I was wearing in the Mega Man 3 video was given to me by Mr. Monkey, one of my friends, or also known as Hayden, who has been helping me with Mega Man for years. This one was given to me by my other friend that helps out with Mega Man, ThatClassyCombine. The reason I love it so much is because you have classic Mega Man staying on a pedestal here and all the different versions of Mega Man surrounding him in cases like that. You can see we got X, Star Force, Battle Network, Legends. You even have Zero and Proto Man off on the sides there. Now, it's not as if that's the only cool part about this. If you guys are Marvel fans, you would know that this is supposed to replicate Tony Stark's basement from Iron Man 3, where he stands on the center here and all of his Iron Man suits are in the cases in the background. And it takes two of my favorite characters of all time, Iron Man and Mega Man, and puts them into artwork together. Alright, so that kind of covers all of the physical items that I have. Every year I do have a few more Mega Man video games that I've acquired because, well, after all, Mega Man is a video game. So I guess we'll do them in order of which I got them. The first one, which I don't have a physical thing to show you, is the Mega Man Legacy Collection 2. In Mega Man, I've only played games from the first Legacy Collection, so I have that on my PS4. The Legacy Collection 2 has Mega Man 7, 8, 9, and 10. So now I own Mega Man's 1 through 10 in multiple different versions. The next game I got after that is the Mega Man X Legacy Collection. Now, this is absolutely awesome. You guys know me as a huge fan of the classic Mega Man series. I've beaten all of the classic games a few times, games, some of them more than others, but up until recently I had only ever played Mega Man X1, and that was it. I only beat it once. And I've always wanted to play the rest of the X series, but the only version of which I own them is in this GameCube version of the Mega Man X collection. I didn't really like playing the X games on the GameCube, and just playing Mega Man X with a GameCube controller, as much as it's my favorite controller of all time, is just not a good time in my opinion. Which is why when they announced that they were making this for Switch, I got super excited because you have a whole bunch of different options for controllers. Now that I own this, hopefully soon I'll beat the entire Mega Man X series as I have the Mega Man Classic series. And finally, the last Mega Man video game that I've purchased since Mega Man 3 is, of course, Mega Man 11. This game is absolutely awesome. It's a classic Mega Man side-scroller. It feels like one of the original 8-bit games, but with a graphics overhaul. The way they introduced the double gear system absolutely changed the way you play the game, and in my opinion, really enhanced it. This game was so good that I can only hope they're going to keep going, and one day soon, we'll get a Mega Man 12. Hopefully, we won't have to wait as long as we had to for Mega Man 11. But yeah, that's all the Mega Man stuff that I've gotten since the last time we did a collection update. But with that, it's going to bring us to the end of the video. Unfortunately, there's not much time left until the end of May, which means Mega Man 4 is about to come to a close. But we still have a little bit of time before we have to wrap up. So with that, I want to thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.